Reminder for folks, this is a viewer submission. This is a viewer submission, so we've played variations of this. There's a copy of this archetype on my website. This specific 75, I adjusted some of the things in the sideboard, but this main deck is entirely what someone sent in to me. So Kroxa is a card that's in the build that's on my website that felt very reasonable, and notably something cute that this build is doing is it's playing Ashiok Dream Render as a way to enable Kroxa. So Krox on 2, Ashiok on 3, mill yourself again on 4, bring the Kroxa out. Seems relatively powerful. Something to note about Ashiok is that regardless of who you mill, Ashiok still exiles your opponent's graveyard. So this is kind of a main deck hate card for opposing decks that are playing escape cards, as well as like the Cavalier decks and stuff like that. The last deck we just played is already up on Stream Decker. Everything's up on Stream Decker while we're playing it. If you type !decks, you can go back in and search for it, which is titled Sultai Control. As always, remember, if you're going to provide feedback on a deck list, just X card seems better than Y card is not good enough here. You need to actually make some effort to put some thought into what you're saying. Say, these cards seems better for this reasons, and this matchup gives specifics. Don't just drop your pants and take a crap on a deck that someone else has put together. If you would like to do that, I'd recommend Reddit or one of the other many Twitch chats that exist in the world. Super rewarded for bottoming the oven. Since when is Standard good? Since Theros released. That's the great thing about Standard, is that when Standard's bad or not great, it changes every set release, generally speaking, in big ways oftentimes. Whereas, like, when a non-rotating format sucks, Wizards is often pretty slow about how quickly they correct it. Should I concede? I feel like conceding might be an option. How do we feel about that? I hope they play against Mono Red for the next 8 matches of Magic. That's what they deserve. I'm gonna wait to bring the cap back so we could draw Mayhem Devil, and if we do, we kill the Druid. Sad day. We can sack the cat a couple of times here to scry, try and find that Mayhem Devil. They have 2 casualties of war. I don't know if we can win this game at this point. Maybe I'm just supposed to... Maybe I'm supposed to take one of those there and try and play through just the second one. I guess I keep that. I mean, in their defense, their deck is probably more lands than not. Maybe I don't want this. I guess I still need a land to bring this back. All right, I'm done. They drew the land. Feels magic, man. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in Duress here, even though they don't. Like, while the thing about Duress in matchups like this is while my opponent has a lot of high impact Duress targets, the density of Duress targets in their deck is likely quite low. So there's a good chance that when I'm casting Duress, it's just gonna miss. If Duress has a high probability of not seeing a card it can take, it becomes less worthwhile. I guess I keep this. We'll bottom the cat, and then these with Kroxa give us a lot of. Like, this is 1, 2, 3 cards towards escaping this. Hey, Brady Kills, thanks for the half of your support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday wherever you're at in the world. That's actually a pretty good draw. Midnight Reaper alongside Kroxa is a good solid 1-2 combo. They've fixed their Remorse UI yet. They have not. We actually had an opponent get got by it for the first time today. We've gotten got by it a few times. This, yeah, this seems good. So they'll discard a card, we'll draw a card. They might even lose 3 life if they discard a land. What's the Remorse bug? Which zone the client shows you when you cast Remorse is chosen at random. Or, at the very least, the computer's got something programmed in it. It's not consistent. So sometimes it shows you their graveyard first, sometimes it shows you their hand first. Chandra gets to kill Vraska here cleanly, which is great. Put them to 11. Yeah, you want to be, when you cast Remorse, you want to be really, really careful. Make sure which zone they're looking at. Ashiok, yep. I guess I just take the last card out of their hand here. Now, this might not be good just because, like, they can down tick and bounce it, I suppose. Just gonna push Chandra up to 5 here. Sure. These die. We get to put this to 5, so they can't cast out of my exile. Alright, so if they brick next turn, I get to play Mayhem Devil, Priest, sack 2 Chandra tokens, deal a buck ton of damage. Please don't Casualties of War me. 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 Major flipping Casualties of War. It's unreal. Are they dead? They didn't kill Priest. Are they dead? It's like pretty close, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. I can do 6 points of damage to them. Is that real? If I make both of us sacrifice creatures, we're 1 off. I think I just put them to 2 here. And this red source lets me cast Kroxa next turn. I mean, to be fair, red-black stack's not a super popular archetype. A lot of people probably haven't played against it. Yeah, if they don't draw a spell here, we kill them. If they do draw a spell, we're still in an okay spot. 100% chance of crisis. Cloudy with a chance of crisis. Got him. Ha! Got him. Missed lethal with Strider. They were at 2? Yeah, Strider. Strider was lethal. You're right. Good catch. Did not reassess and change my line of play after I drew my card for the turn. I'm gonna keep this. Let's draw a red source. Whoa, Woe Strider Mayhem Devil is a lot of reach, to be fair. Well, I got a pair of the good one. An aggressive build of this deck with Careless Celebrant work. So a Mardu Aristocrats deck had a player top 8 or 10-1 the last event before the most recent set. That being said, I found personally the mana in those builds to be less than ideal, less than stellar. What's the white for? Isn't the card you just named white Careless Celebrant? Or am I thinking of a different card? Isn't Celebrant the one that when something dies, you drain them for 1? I have no idea then. That's Cruel Celebrant. Alright. So in response to the Kroxa trigger, we sack it to the priest. The 2-1 that shocks a creature for 2. Oh, I don't know if that card... I feel like that card's just not constructed playable. It's kind of just low quality. Again, like, problem, solution. What issue does my deck have? How are you fixing that issue with the change you're suggesting? Would be my question to you. Alright, so they're dead. They were already dead, assuming they didn't have... Assuming they had a land in hand, but this kills them even if they have a spell. So far in that first game, Ashiok felt a little bit clunky. The rest of this deck's very reasonable. I like this archetype a lot as a whole. Yep, set me up. Alright, see if you can dodge a cat, little dodger. You can dodge a cat, you can dodge a ball. yes, the key thing that was submitted with this deck that the person wanted to see tried on stream was Ashiok. Anybody else feeling a little devilish? The cat came back the very next turn. Oh, the cat came back. They thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. He just couldn't stay away, away, away. Hey, hey, hey. Kill that in response to Annex. This card actually seems very good in this archetype because this with Oven plus this makes a 1/1 every turn, which is kind of hot. But it's seen enough. Hey chat, who's got 2 thumbs and put 4 Redcap Melees in his sideboard for this matchup? This guy right here. I do think Ashiok's too slow and clunky for this matchup. Midnight Reaper's also not really the axis we want to be fighting on. Bedevil seems good. They're almost certainly an Embercleave deck. I think I want to trim these discard spells. No, it's not. It's non-token, right? So it does not work with Chandra. Oh, it gets devotion off of Chandra, sure. You're not really playing it as a beater though. Is that a good draw? What do we think? She brought me dinner without me asking, Chet. Isn't she wonderful? I love you, honey. This is close. Do I keep the priest?
Nah.
Okay. Hey, have a good one, Magic Pockets. Get you later. Again, want to wait to bring this back because we could draw Mayhem Devil. I'm glad we bought him the Priest. Sad that we drew a bunch of lands and none of them killed these things. I guess I'm just supposed to play Priest and hope to untap with it here, but that's pretty unlikely. For those that are wondering where the Talkie Box Man went, I'm currently doing Invisalign, which I mentioned a couple of times on stream before, but notably, I don't like to pull them out on stream. Be careful when you whip it out, chat. Whip it good. Do 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 do. It's a pretty okay pickup. So the fact that this makes double black, which means we get to Bedevil something this turn, which is nice. That is a Redcap Melee. Would probably rather just Bedevil, right? Only have one card in their bin. I think I'm still just supposed to kill this. Wow, are we not getting cleaved? That's impressive. You ate all your chicken nuggets.
I do eat Jacob. And all Jacob.
Good job eating, kid. Jacob often orders chicken nuggets, but generally doesn't eat them. I don't think I'm supposed to Redcap Melee here. Well, to be fair, Roller Dude, he came down here because he doesn't actually have nuggets anymore.
Devilishly fun. The more, the messier.
I guess we kill that. They have a castle here too. Yeah, I shouldn't have shown him Redcap Melee. With the castle, we were taking 3/9 on board, which was enough that we're just not going to be able to recover. Yeah, I only had one food to bring one cat back, so. I think I just have to hope this lives. Like, if they have Redcap or Lava Coil, I'm pretty sad here. Yeah, I'm not supposed to block because they could have a Shock or a Rimrock. Infuriate. Wow, just super punished. We saw that game 1 too, right? Yeah, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have blocked there. Is Infuriate better than Rimrock? I think a lot of these builds play both, is the answer. Alright, well. We're not in a great spot, but we could be. We're not just dead. Spell. Okay. That's a spell. Not like a great spell, but get some whips and chains going on. Yeah, Chandra dying here means we get to escape, which is great. Wait, does it not? Oh, I'm one short still? That's super unfortunate. I don't know why I thought I had one more in there. Oh, this one got exiled. That's what happened. Got it. We'll shoot. The big sword, chat. Ideal draw there would have been Bedevil. We just did at this point? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, I should play the land because of Robin Hood. It's a good call. Hold, please. Good draw, Bedevil. I messed up. Alright, didn't matter. It was good, Vang. Ended up getting a banner done up for it. Gonna add it to the website probably tomorrow. Today's stream's gonna run a little late, so probably won't do website work tonight. Although I guess Christy's taking the kids to Scouts. We'll get done tonight. We'll see. We'll see how late we're live for. This might be the last deck. Probably do another 45 minutes or so. It felt fine, Wombat Combat. I don't know that it had, like, meaningfully better or worse matchups. We actually had the person who submitted the enigmatic, the other enigmatic deck, submit it again. So we'll get to give it another crack. Man, this curve is gross. Just, like, hit you with this, sack them, you lose your Leaf Kid Agonizing Remorse you. Pretty good. I think I take the Cavalier here, because otherwise it rebuys the Nissa. Oh, that's not true, because it exiles. I think that's still fine, though. Like, if they Nissa, I go Devil, make you sack a land, hit your Nissa for a bunch of damage. So we do this, we shoot her twice. They sacrifice that, we shoot her again. We'll go land, play Woe Strider here. This game's pretty over, right? Oh, I guess they can cast... They can cast this from here? Sure. Which takes the priest. They get to kill my priest here, effectively. Wait, they're taking my Woe Strider? That's super wrong. I don't know what it is. People like to just, like, take games against this deck and just, like, throw them in the garbage can. Like, if my opponent just, like, took my priest here, I think we're in a game where, like, I just can't win. But they, like, elected not to take my priest for some reason, so, like, we just get to, like, actually play a game of Magic. Yeah, but it still takes it off the board, Singer. Like, they can't win the game if I sit here and activate priest with Mayhem Devil every turn. Yeah, I think that's very true. I think a lot of people fail at proper threat assessment in matchups against this deck. It's one of the reasons that it's good. People frequently don't understand what they're supposed to be doing with it. All right, so I should have played the Oven out so I could sack the Kroxa to it. So I missed that. It's fine, I'm down 2 pieces of food. Yeah, they like got cute because, like, they didn't want me to sack the thing they were taking, but, like, this card just kills them, especially with Chandra in play. So, pretty big miss on their part, I think. Oh, I'm dumb. I should have killed their land. Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because they're going to sack the land next turn. Technically optimal to kill the land here. Ultimately doesn't matter.
Don't worry, I brought company.
I guess I missed 2 points of damage because the one that I killed, if I would have killed the land in combat there, I could have attacked for 2. I don't think that's going to be relevant. Like we're gonna escape this back this turn and just get them, but ha! Chandra can flashback Agonizing Remorse is kind of good to note. Definitely something that could come up. We milled into a cat for value. That's great. What are the decks we're playing tomorrow for Pioneer? Actually, you see that deck queue link that popped up just above your head there? If you click on into that one, whatever are the top few decks that are listed there are the ones that we're going to be playing. We're going to play at least 3 Pioneer decks tomorrow, possibly 4 if 2 of them go quick. It can only be live till like 1:30 or so on Tuesdays. Alright, so extra Ashiok, extra Agonizing Remorse sounds good here. I don't know if this is really a Nightmare Shepherd matchup. Maybe I just trim that. It's a little bit slow and clunky at the top end. The rest of these cards all seem good. Oh, actually, someone asked me about Pioneer. I have a big submission from Niv that's right. So the first Pioneer deck we played tomorrow is going to be blue-black Inverter, the Devotion build from one of the recent PTs over the weekend. That's true. Nightmare Shepherd getting stolen is super scary. Yeah, so that last game was just like a great example of like my opponent misassessing what our threats were worth and then ended up losing them the game because they did that. I'm gonna bottom that. I guess like want a priest. Sure. Gonna play Fabled Passage here on 2, so that way I can play an untapped land on 3. Grab our second red, since we already have a second black in hand. Got a growth spiral here. Smells like it. Soul type VN sounds good, Kaiser. Thanks for that. Welcome back. For folks who are standard fans, we'll be back with more standard on Wednesday. We're not quite done for tonight. My approximate schedule moving forward is going to be Magic Arena Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, with a little bit of Pioneer at the very start of each of those streams. Here, let's lead on this, I think. See if they only have one good 5. Aether Gust, sure. We'll take their Thassa. Insult type Vanafear, would we want Britching Hippocampus to go all the way to Gary from any creature? Well, that card's not standard legal, Slim Wenzy. So I would assume I would like to play cards that are standard legal in my standard deck. I think blue-black Inverter is worth a dig ban. Maybe. I don't know. How many Splinter Twins do you want to be legal? Is my question. People that have heard my thoughts, I think decks like Inverter and Heliod combo being legal while like Cat combo's banned feels weird to me. I would like if all of them were legal or none of them were legal. Would the Aether Gust their craze this year? Probably not, because they're like spending a card and then have to redraw this. Like it would draw 2 cards and be slightly bigger, but they're spending a lot of resources to accomplish that. That's like not a particularly great thing to accomplish. I think, it might be right. Well, now it's right to do that. Let's start there. That's an excellent draw. Is Pioneer not standard? Yeah, it's a sweet combo deck, which generally doesn't exist in standard, but the standard format has 2 sweet combo decks in it, which is really great. Quite fantastic. Midnight Reaper hits them. I'm gonna go ahead and fetch here. Just grab another black source. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. We'll sack the cat so we get to draw a card. Depending on what we find. Maybe I'm just supposed to play Mayhem Devil, actually. Yeah, ooh, that's better, actually. Alright, rewarded for waiting. If I would have played the Mayhem Devil, I could have killed the Hydrate Graces. Oh, I guess playing the Devil's not great because they have Aether Gust. Yeah, that's why. It's like, I knew in my head there was a reason why I didn't want to play the Mayhem Devil. It took me looking back up to there to remember it. Yep. Wow! How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man? Actual, factual, zero respect for the Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Just actual zero. I technically didn't need to, I missed a point of damage here. So could have killed the Graces with those triggers, obviously. Alright, and then we're hoping this draws us a Kroxa eventually. It's unfortunate. Cleans out their graveyard. We're definitely not ahead at the moment, depending on what their hand looks like. We're not in a terrible spot, but... Like Anissa here? Yeah. Shake my world, mama. Shake it all around.
The land shall conquer you.
Okay, you're going after that one, sure. Even if I find a Kroxa, they have Aether Gust up. Well, that was a great outcome. Forgot that was in my deck. Get off the chain on that one. So, what if I sack the Woe Strider to the oven so I can bring back both cats? And then I can use the priest and put another priest into play. Because I've still got 10 cards in my graveyard, and I have an Ashiok in my hand as well. And, like, the Ashiok cleared their graveyard, so, like, if they sack the Cavalier, they don't have anything to get back at the moment, which is great. Aether Gust has been quite embarrassing so far this game. The one red spell we had, we were able to sequence through it nicely when they tapped out. Oh, that's good. Wait, was that right? That was wrong, right? I was just supposed to play the other priest, huh? I got excited by my new card and drawing cards. Maybe that's right. I don't know. Could go either way. Yeah, I'm probably supposed to priest. Drawing cards are one weakness, right? This is marginally more mana efficient too, which is the reason why I did it. If they attack with this Nissa land, I can trade Midnight Reaper for it, and then run back the Woe Strider, make 2 food, bring back both cats, Yeah, so hopefully they attack us with both here, and we go trade chump, draw 2 cards, and then we'll bring back Woe Strider, eat it in the oven. Hey, Erlian, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. We're having a wonderful Monday wherever you're at in the world. It's not a terrible draw. So, need to play around Aether Gust here still. This thing's only 4 cards to escape. That's so good. And then, actually, should we have double block to draw an extra card? If they stack, I didn't give them a chance to make a mistake. I could have double blocked there, though. You are correct. What do they get back with Kavir? They have lands in their bin because our Ashioks exiled their graveyards earlier, which is wonderful. They're Aether Gusting it back, sure. Okay, so let's do this. I mean, Millet, they're dead, right? No, they're dead. They're at 3. They're not dead this turn. No, they are dead this turn, right? Bring back 2 cats, sack the cat. Yeah, actually just dead. Because they had that land in hand. Yeah, you know, I'm glad we're playing some games with the Ashiok. The Ashiok was, like, really impressive there, huh? I get that, like, I get that this card has some good synergies with what's going on here, but I kind of feel like I want to cut this and just, like, play a 4th Woe Strider. Like, is it crazy to just cut this card? I feel like that's not crazy. I kind of want to have 8 things in my deck that I can draw with Ashiok. Yeah, we could go up a Chandra. I kind of don't hate going up an Agonizing Remorse, though. This card's super good. If they're like another Midnight Reaper in the sideboard. Do we want a 4th cat? I don't know that we really need a 4th cat. I guess 4th cat is, like, really good against aggro. Shepherd's a hedge against removal. I mean, like, it's a hedge against removal after all your other stuff has died. You want to try Annex in this build? I don't know. I just have such a glut of 3s. I feel like I can't Annex and Ashiok in the same deck. I feel like my curve is just too ugly at that point. I think that card's worth testing, but, like, that's always kind of been the problem with this archetype when people are like, why aren't you playing Judith? It's like, there's just so many 3-drops in the deck. Right. We're not going to be done with this deck or the stream yet, but I am going to hit a quick 60-second ad because I do need to go brush my teeth and put my Invisalign back in. So I'll be back in just a minute. Thanks for hanging out, folks. Don't go anywhere. If you're watching on YouTube, fast forward 60 to 90 seconds. do it. This feels like modern. I think that's an overstatement. I do think there are a number of decks that are kind of aggressive in the format, though. I agree with that conclusion. Yeah, I brush my teeth like 8 times a day with the Invisalign thing, so when the streams go in, I tend to make it quick so I can do it again later. I don't want to leave you wonderful folks stranded for too long. Sure. And for Oven, Cat, Midnight Reaper sounds great. Swingy, thank you for the 21 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Lovestruck Beast. All right. Against Simic Lovestruck Beast, I think I just go Cat Oven here and start amassing some cards. I don't like getting the Priest online sooner. Isn't super valuable because I don't really have anything to sacrifice to it just yet. And like getting the Cat Oven down means I can start generating value with Midnight Reaper the following turn. Thanks for the 13 months, John. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Running a little bit later than even my normal late stream today just because I started late this morning. Hello. My new Monday, Wednesday schedule is planning to go till about 5 p.m. Yeah, they do also have a card that they don't mind throwing away to the first sacrifice, which is relevant. Opponent's feeling a little salty. And bring the cat back and then eat it here, so we draw a card. So don't end up gaining a life, so we lose a life here. Again, I'm going to wait to bring the cat back so we can draw Mayhem Devil to deploy next turn. What do you feel this deck does against blue-white control? I think it's fine. I think Chandra is one of your better cards there. Ashiok burning through cards in your bin is actually probably one of the better things you can be doing there. How are the little tots recovering fans? They both actually did really well. I was not expecting my 5-year-old to tolerate them like scraping his teeth, and he took it like a champ. Was really surprised.
Strange and magnificent world.
I'll kill the 1/1 later. I have like a bunch of things that we're gonna be able to do here and damage we're gonna be able to deal, so
Fights for us.
like not super worried about it. I think we lead on this. Spot check for Light Crisis here. Or for your last useful spell. So, I think I just kill their land here, right? Just like go bring the cat back. Bring the cat back. The guy that gets bigger when you sack things might be okay, if only because it's a 2-mana spell. This is definitely an archetype that's always felt like it has a glut of 3s and not enough 1s and 2s. So I could see that being okay from that perspective for sure. Alright, so we're done here. I love this card. These two cards together are just like some of my favorite interactions of the standard format. I'll start shooting down this Nissa, I think. Yeah, I agree, Aladox. The number of games I've lost where you get to like have both these cards uncontested are like few and far between.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
We did not play Pioneer this morning. I didn't actually go live today until... I wasn't live today till almost 10:30. We've only been up for like 7 hours. We'll be doing tomorrow morning is going to be a triple Pioneer morning though. So we'll get to a few decks tomorrow. Nice CB. So we'll go ahead and we'll kill their forest. They'll be forced to sacrifice Lovestruck Beast. We'll attack Nissa for lethal. We'll draw some cards in the middle. Not quite sure why we're still sitting here playing Magic, but you know. They have 2 lands in their hand. Okay. I have lethal. Yeah, but I could also hit their Nissa. Don't use Twitter. Sorry for the dumb question. You're fine. As a heads up, too, if you're not on Twitter, I don't blame you because Twitter's Twitter. You can always find my schedule on my website, which includes not only when I go live, but what I'm planning to stream when. You are one of my wonderful subs as well. If you use the Discord chat service, I'd encourage you to check out the subscriber Discord server. A lot of great chats going on in there a lot of the time. I also post my schedule updates in there as well. Alright, so extra Ashiok seems fine against the ramp deck. They lean on their graveyard a little bit. Midnight Reaper seems fine, so they can't take it off the table. Gosh, what do I even want to cut here? Like, I feel like every spell in my deck right now is great. Like, what do I actually want to trim? You need a thick skin to use Twitter, or you just need to not read the comments. Like, Twitter's like Reddit or unfiltered Twitch chatters, like any other social media. Like, relatively normal person plus anonymity and reach tends to turn into like whatever somebody is when there's no repercussions for their actions, that's who they really are all the time. So like some people pull their masks off when they're online because they know that there's not repercussions for their actions. Well, I definitely don't trim Priest. That card's insane. It's probably just Agonizing Remorse. Could also be Kroxa, honestly. Maybe this just isn't good enough. Let's try this. Sure, sign me up. Hoping to run off a couple of lands here. Perfect. Good start. Yeah, oven into this is great, for sure. And then hopefully Ashiok will mill us into a cat. So toggle that full control mode on so you can respond to your own triggers. Twitter's really useful as like an RSS feed, is what I would refer to it as. You like follow people for topics that you care about, whose opinions you respect, and then just use it as a timeline to scroll. Don't click in, don't read comments on their posts. Comments on my posts usually aren't too bad because I block people pretty regularly. So people who are too stupid lose the ability to, not even just stupid, people are like rude or low effort. Kind of like Twitch chat. I block people who are rude or have low efforts as well. Largely use Twitter as a newsfeed term G checklist. Yeah, that's a great way to use it. So Ashiok here, gonna get to clear their Uro out as well as the rest of their graveyard. Again, just looking very reasonable as a card that that is both a hate card and a little bit of utility. And then next turn, our graveyard will be full enough that we can escape our Kroxa. It's pretty good clean living here. I like they've got a 3-mana 5/5. That's cute. Here's my 6/6. It's Erebos worth exploring. Maybe, yeah, the fact that Erebos draws cards off your creature, your tokens, can be relevant. 2 life versus 1's a big deal, though, I feel like. What if they have Aether Gust here? If they have Aether Gust, we could be in a little bit of trouble, maybe. That was the white deck. I think if you enjoy the white deck, I would be surprised if some form of that is not competitive. Deck's super, super reasonable. Was hoping to mill a cat there so we could have a second blocker, but is what it is. I'm going to leave the Agonizing Remorse in there because we could potentially flash that back with Chandra down the line. Yeah, this deck is often tight on hit points. Alright, they binned Cavaliers. Like, what's the last card? Like, a way to remove this or Anissa? 6. Is it Hydroid Crisis? Has to be Hydroid Crisis, right? Next turn we get to go Priest Devil. Oh, it's Casualties of War. It's their last card is Casualties of War, and they kept it hoping to spike the land drop. That's super unfortunate. Good beats, opponent. Good beats. Something, something, lucky, good, etc. Oh, I'm dumb. I should have just replayed this, right? Yeah, I totally should have just replayed that. I'm dumb. I threw this way. I was just a little tilted. I spiked it. That's really bad. Definitely should have just played this. So the problem here is that now that I've sequenced in this way is... Did your Aether Gust? For fuck's sake. Well, the good news is it didn't matter. None of our choices were relevant. The good news is none of our choices mattered. I mean, they played to their out, right? Like, Cavalier wasn't going to help them win there. They had to hit for Casualties of War, and then they did, and then they drew Aether Gust, too. Yeah. You've done something with Mayhem Devil and food to kill the 1/1s. Over a couple of turns, yeah, but Aether Gust also takes that plan and throws it in the garbage can as well. So, I don't think any of our choices really mattered there, because they hit Casualties into Gust. It's fine. It's how Magic goes sometimes. Just shake it off and roll along to the next one. I've not double red. Did they get, did tournament mode make it in? I know they were. They were trying to get that out. I'm gonna grab a second red here, just because, this will make black mana in the event that we don't draw another black source, potentially. I want to be able to guaranteed cast Chandra if we draw it. Little mercy. Is match tracking while testing worth the time? Well, I would argue that if you're just playing random matches on the ladder, you're not really testing. You're just playing random matches on the ladder. So, tracking your matches when you're actually testing is definitely worth your time. Playing random ladder matches, not worth tracking because it's not really testing. It's fun. I play random matches because it's fun. Neat, double red. What counts as testing? In my opinion, good testing is sitting down with another player who you know is also a good Magic player and playing matches that you specifically care about, both a number of post-board games and pre-board games with different configurations. I think I just passed here. a little punishing. Maybe I should have just eaten this and cast the other priest here. Wait, what? Okay. I mean, do they have like a ritual set? Like I'm trying to think like they just like still don't respect priest. Maybe I'm just supposed to make a food there. Maybe I'm just supposed to make a food there. So I could wait for Mayhem Devil to bring this back, but I'm gonna attack them with it, so I might as well just do it now. That was an incredible draw. No, this is a different opponent. I mean, to be fair, if they plan to Casualties of War as next turn, like, taking that makes sense. Because, like, they're gonna kill the other one, and they're gonna kill one of these priests, I suppose. Maybe the fact that I drew another priest makes it good enough, but, like, I lose the Chandra, too, if they casualty us here. If they don't have Casualties of War here, I don't know that they really have a recovery mechanic. They need, like, Casualties or Ritual, and even then, they're, like, not in an amazing spot. Yeah, 8 cards in the bin. Let's sack these. Cast Woe Strider. And then that food plus the cat coming back. Sweet. Okay, so I got 5 cards in there still. Alright, 5. Alright, do you have another Casualties of War? Even if they do, I think we're kind of in an okay spot, huh? What's going on, Fat Butters? Yeah, I think we're going to play one more match after this one and then probably call it a night. That's actually super unfortunate. Although I suppose if this is a land, they're dead, right? Looks like a spell. Oh, I get to Kroxa twice next turn, right? Yeah, I do. Because of the priest mana. Aether Gust is our last card, just every time. Oh, okay. And you're dead. So, if this trigger wasn't lethal, we would sack the goat plus Kroxa to the priest. And then that gives us enough mana to escape this back into play here. So we actually get to can deal 8 here. We do 2, 3, and 3. Yeah, this build, sweet. Alright, let's do one more before we call it a night. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. Hope you're enjoying your Monday and your start to your week, your start of February. If you live in Iowa, you should make sure you get out and vote tonight. I would encourage you to feel the burn. If you live in a non-Iowa state, I would encourage you to make sure you know the requirements to vote in your Democratic primary. Find out if your state is an open or closed primary state. We talked about Woe Strider in Pioneer yet. I don't think so. I'm not sure that Woe Strider is necessarily better than Nantuko Husk, but like maybe you want to play a deck that plays both. feeling the mana on our double black, double red cards. Yeah, Kroxa with Ashiok's been impressive. There's probably also, someone had mentioned Tiamat Calls the Dead. It's probably worth testing a build with Tiamat Calls the Dead as well. That's another card I've been really impressed with. It's a card that pumps out bodies for Priest, and it fills up the graveyard for Kroxa, so it's probably something worth exploring too. There's also Annex, which doesn't necessarily fill the graveyard for Kroxa, but does give you lots of bodies for Priest. So there's a lot of different directions you can take this archetype in. There's a ton of good 3s right now, and figuring out which is the optimal set from among those 3s is not going to be easy. Gonna take a lot of games for whoever wants to do it. Opponent. Yeah, Reaper is a zombie with Calls the Dead. Alright, and they're back. Huh. I think I'm gonna bottom Woe Strider here. And like keep Ashiok and like hope Ashiok draws us a spell basically. That's fantastic, sure. Lightning Bolt Sleeve starts on basic swamp. Excuse me, opponent. Non-striped zebra, thank you for the 3/4 of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. It's keeping me around. Well, you know. This is just the play, right? This is just the play. It's a good draw. I don't think I just want to eat it here. Maybe I do. Yeah, I think I do, actually. I can draw like an Agonizing Remorse or a cat or an oven to play here. Land's not terrible. I want to get to 4 and 5 for my Woe Striders and stuff. Good chance the Priest just dies here anyways. Yep. Think I'm just supposed to do this. Okay, it's a Titan for next turn. Got 6 cards in there total. Ashiok gets to add 4 more next turn. Sure. Or we could do that.
I leave you with one last nightmare.
Yeah, I'm just not sure, ER Funk, that pioneers a format that rewards you for being able to grind with Escape. Like, the breakout deck from this past weekend was definitely the blue-black inverter deck, and that deck's, like, relatively fast and brutal. Like, I feel like a lot of people took Pioneer being less brutal than Modern to means that they can dirtle around for forever, and that's just, like, really not what it is. To be fair, the new Salty deck is very dirtily while also being solid. You're talking about Standard, right? Oh, you're talking about the Delirium deck? Yeah, but the Delirium deck is an incredible amount of interaction, which allows it to, like, live to do that. So I have a couple decisions to make here. I think it might just be play Cauldron Familiar. Like, use Priest. Play Woe Strider. Depending on what we draw. It might be wrong to give up my Priest here, though. Uncertain on that. You find the Discord channel. Details on how to join the Discord server are here. If you're looking for a deck that can leverage Sacrifice Outlet CR Funk, if you do want to try it, we did play an Abzan Rally deck with Collected Company that felt relatively okay. It had an infinite combo in it. If you look back on my channel archives, you should be able to find it up there. It's been a hot second since we played it, but it was very reasonable last time we did. So Ayara here, very good with Dread Horde. Lets them keep doing their thing every turn. So they're going to draw step, sack the Fen Lurker, take our card away. Joke's on you. That card's not good anyways. So Shepherd puts this back into play. They draw a card. Hey, thank you for the 26 months of support, Karn. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I've been impressed with Claim the Firstborn in this format. Is there any reason this build isn't playing any copies of it? Yeah, the person who sent me the deck list didn't include any copies of it. Tis the reason. Why did I choose Strider over Kroxa? Because I wanted to use the one that costs more mana. Xanthrid Necromancer and Arcane Adaptation. That's, yeah, you choose a Blood Artist then? Sure. It's a 3-card combo. You can play Thoughtseize and Fatal Push with it. Could be fine. Try and get a little aggressive here. So I'm gonna go Priest. You sack these two, re-escape the Kroxa. Depending on what we draw, we can take the card out of their hand. They're down to 6 here. That's pretty good for next turn. Doesn't do anything useful right now, though, right? Again, just like these escape creatures, the escape creatures alongside the Ashiok to just like fill up our graveyard and let us recast them, being super powerful. Hey Zoran, thanks for the 13 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Maybe I'm supposed to play out the land. I don't know, maybe they don't sack it right away. They probably sack it right away. So unfortunately I didn't have enough red. Wait, I did have enough red mana, right? Nah, that's tough. Like I could have played Chandra and plussed her last turn. If they don't draw a spell here, this triggers lethal, right? Really surprised they didn't just do the thing.
I'm a pretty great pyromancer.
So we start by doing this. Am I supposed to start by doing that? No, I'm just supposed to start by attacking, right? Every point matters here. So they have to draw a card and have it not be a land. I subbed to see the King of Hooglandia get timed out. Thanks for 13 months. Basic lands. Hey, that was a nail biter of a game. Real close. It's been a good set. This archetype's just so much fun. Just so much depth to what's going on in this deck. A lot of things that are sweet. All right, I think this is a matchup where my curve's not about to be very pretty, but I think I'm supposed to board in Bedevil. Got 3 drops. The old boot. It's not so much a curve as it is a boot. Why are the fetch lands banned in Pioneer but not in Modern? Because the fetch lands have always been legal in Modern. It would be a drastic change to the format to change that. So they banned them in Pioneer because they were starting fresh. It's the same reason Brainstorm's still legal in Legacy. If Brainstorm was fine for my father and my father's father, it'll be fine for me when I play Legacy. We know that objectively, they're not okay, but we're not looking at it objectively. We're looking at it through the lens of, like, what's going on in the format. Yeah, Cruel Celebrant's interesting. It messes up your mana a little bit, but having another good 2-drop is really nice. This archetype definitely tends to be shy in the 2-drop department and really heavy in the 3-drop department. Fen Lurker, you say? It's a lurker, Fen Lurker, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Is that a good draw? I think that draw might have been okay. I love Priest of the Forgotten Gods. She's my favorite. You are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? Alright, really hoping to draw a land here. Think of Agonizing Remorse versus Drill Bit. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't played enough games to know. Perfect. Just like we drew it up. Do 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 beep do 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 do. Think of the children. Well, I mean, if they don't have a removal spell here, they have lost and the game is over. That's true. There are a number of decks where the exile in part is relevant. That being said, with this deck having 4 Ashioks in it, that part's like a little bit less relevant than otherwise could be. I'd like to kill that one, please. Bye, friend. I think we're done here. Feeling pretty done here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good night, my sweet prince. Go get him, buddies. I like to end on a high note. It feels like a relatively high note to end on, huh? Gosh, I know, like, people come here because I'm supposed to have the answers. I don't have any answers, chat. There are just so many potentially good 3s to try in this deck now. Like, Annex seems really good. Ashiok was great. Woe Strider and Kroxa continue to be impressive. I think Calls the Dead is another card that could be worth exploring. I think in a world where you don't need the graveyard hit aspect from this could be very reasonable. Like, if you're expecting a lot of red aggro, this card's much better than Ashiok against red aggro. I'd consider playing this potentially. It makes bodies for Priest and still fills the graveyard for Kroxa and Woe Strider. Shoot, you could even technically play the Phoenix in this deck, although that's probably worse than some of these other ones we're talking about. There isn't a substitute for hard work in Magic. The actual answer is that you need to play a lot of games to like narrow down which of these threes you think are optimal. I will say the one thing that I'm probably going to do on the website as far as this card goes, I don't know that I'm convinced I want it in the main deck, but I do think in the matchups where exiling their graveyard is relevant, this card seems super, super powerful. So like, it's been a long day. I don't remember the exact standard list I have on my website. I think I have 8 escape cards in there, 7 or 8. So the list on my site has 4 Kroxa and 4 Woe Strider in it. Yeah, so like this already has that in there. I've been less impressed with Noxious Grasp in this format the more I've played it. I think honestly I'll probably put 2 Ashiok, 2 or 3 Ashiok in the sideboard just because of how impressive it was. This build's a little bit lower to the ground. It's playing like Gutter Bones and Stormfist Crusader. It's got a couple of Rixmany Reveler, which I think all of these things are likely good too. Maybe this build is worth testing Annex in as well, but I was overall really impressed with what Ashiok was able to do in that set with the escape creatures, and even if I don't necessarily want this Ashiok in the main, I think in the 75 is definitely worthwhile. At any rate, that's to be it for you today, folks. I appreciate everybody hanging out through the end of our little bit later stream today. I'll be back tomorrow morning at my normal time, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Tomorrow is going to be an all Pioneer stream, so Tuesdays are shorter streams for me. So my approximate plan is to do all Pioneer Tuesdays with Arena on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Friday. And again, something I'm trying this week is the start of every Arena segment is going to be historic. So on Wednesday, Thursday, and most Fridays, I have to take Friday morning off. We're going to do Pioneer, Historic, and Standard. So get a lot of variety in the day-to-day stream. I'm going to hit one more ad roll before I sign off. Hopefully catch some of y'all tomorrow, and if not, on Wednesday for certain. I'll catch all you around. Enjoy the rest of your day. Central Standard Cornfield time. Also, have you seen my desktop background? This picture's lit. Lit fam. Oh, why are all my windows? Why are those windows cluttering my desktop? Look at how pretty it is. Theros gods are great. You are so beautiful to me. Do.